Rain lashes against the windows of a modest apartment. The lights flicker, washing the room in flashes of white and shadow. Inside, Amara, a 28-year-old woman with tired eyes and braided hair loosely tied back, stands in front of her mirror. The room feels heavy, the kind of silence that hums just before something breaks. She stares at her reflection, pale under the dim light, as the wind rattles the window pane. Her reflection seems almost delayed. Amara exhales softly, her breath fogging the mirror. She reaches out, wiping away the condensation with the back of her hand. Her fingers pause midway. Something catches her eye. A small piece of paper is tucked between the mirror frame and the wall, yellowed and damp from moisture. Amara frowns, confused. She lives alone. She pulls it out slowly, the edges tearing a little. Lightning flashes outside as she unfolds the note with trembling fingers. The handwriting is familiar, curved, neat, hers. The message reads, "Run before he finds you. A." She freezes. Her heart begins to pound. "What?" she whispers, reading it again, as if the words might change. Her breath quickens. The letter A, her own initial. She looks around the empty room, the only sound now the steady beat of the rain. Her mind races. Is this a prank? Did someone break in? Who is he? A sudden gust of wind blows the curtains violently. The lamp flickers. The reflection in the mirror seems to shimmer, just for a moment, as if someone else is standing behind her. She spins around. No one. Her hand trembles as she presses the note against her chest. Her reflection stares back at her. But something's wrong. The reflection's expression lags, its eyes wider, almost frightened. Amara's voice breaks into the silence. "Who's there?" A crash of thunder answers her. The lights go out. For a second, the only light comes from the lightning flashing through the window. In that flicker, her reflection smiles faintly, a half-second before she does. Amara gasps and stumbles backward. The note slips from her hand, fluttering to the floor. The camera lingers on her face, pale, terrified, breathing hard, as the storm continues outside. The rain has stopped, but the air still feels heavy. The city outside hums with life. Car horns, distant chatter, and the smell of wet earth drifting through an open window. Amara sits at her small kitchen table, stirring a cup of tea she hasn't tasted. The note from last night lies in front of her, crumpled, faded, unreal. She stares at it again. "Run before he finds you." A. Her mind replays the storm, the flickering lights, the smile in the mirror that wasn't hers. She takes a deep breath and forces herself to whisper, "Maybe it's nothing. Maybe I'm just tired." Amara folds the note carefully and slides it into the drawer beside her. Out of sight, but not out of mind. She gets ready for work. A simple white blouse, navy trousers, and a paint-stained satchel. Her reflection in the mirror looks tired but steady. Still, as she applies her lip balm, she catches herself glancing behind her own reflection. Half expecting the note to appear again, she shakes her head. "Get it together, Amara." Cut to classroom, afternoon. Children laugh as they wave their paintbrushes, filling the air with color and noise. Amara smiles faintly. Teaching art has always been her calm space. She walks between the desks, admiring each child's painting. A son, a family, a house. Ordinary things. A student, Toby, looks up from his work. "Miss Amara, why don't you ever paint anymore?" The question catches her off guard. She smiles, but her voice wavers. "Oh, I paint sometimes. Just not as much as before." But that's not true. She hasn't painted anything meaningful in years. Every time she picks up a brush, her hands freeze, like there's something inside her she's afraid to bring to life. Evening, Amara's apartment. She unlocks her door and steps into silence. Her phone buzzes, with a message from her neighbor. "Mrs. Aluko, You work too much, my dear. You need rest. You look tired all the time. Amara types a polite reply, but doesn't send it. Instead, she sits on her bed and stares at the mirror again. The same mirror from last night. She almost laughs at herself. You're not scared of a piece of glass, Amara. Still, she edges closer. The surface is spotless now. Her own face stares back. But the memory of that faint smile sends a shiver down her spine. That night, sleep doesn't come easily. When it finally does, the dreams return. Sharper this time. A woman screaming, a mirror shattering, a small hand covered in blood. Amara jolts awake, heart pounding, sweat running down her neck. She clutches the bedsheet, trying to steady her breathing. "It's just a dream," she whispers. "It's just a dream." But when she glances toward the mirror, something catches her eye. Under the edge of the frame, faint lines glimmer in the moonlight. She gets out of bed slowly, steps closer, and runs her finger across the surface. Her breath catches. They're scratches, uneven but clear. She tilts her head and reads them out loud, her voice trembling. "Help me." The words send a chill down her spine. Amara stumbles backward, knocking over a chair. The sound echoes through the small apartment. Her hands shake as she turns on every light in the room. The scratches remain. Real, not imagined. She presses her palms to her face, whispering, "No, no, this can't be happening." Outside, thunder rumbles again, low and distant, like the storm is returning. Amara sits on the floor, her eyes fixed on the mirror, unable to look away. The reflection shows her face pale with fear, and something else behind her. But when she turns, nothing. The silence grows heavy again, the mirror stares back, and the words, "Help me," gleam faintly, as if waiting for her to answer. Amara sits on the edge of her bed, still wearing yesterday's clothes. Her eyes are swollen. She hasn't slept. The faint scratches on the mirror gleam under the pale morning light. "Help me!" She stares at the words until they blur. Finally, she reaches for her phone. Cut to phone call with Kioma. "Kioma, something's not right," Amara says, her voice trembling. Chioma's voice crackles through the speaker, calm but teasing. "Not right how? Did another cockroach invade your apartment again?" Amara doesn't laugh. "No, it's the mirror. I found another message. And a note. The handwriting. It's mine." There's a short silence. Then Kioma sighs. "Amara, you've been overworking yourself. Maybe it's stress. You need a break, not ghost stories." Amara tries to argue, but Kioma's light tone feels like a shield. She means well, but she doesn't believe her. Still, Kioma adds softly, "I'll come by tomorrow after work, okay? You won't face whatever this is alone." Amara forces a smile she doesn't feel. "Okay." She hangs up, but her heart is still racing. Cut to later that night. The apartment is dark except for the faint glow of streetlights filtering through the curtains. Amara lies in bed, the mirror covered with a scarf. She told herself it was silly, but the sight of it made her chest tighten. Rain begins to fall again. Soft. Steady. Her eyelids grow heavy. Sleep pulls her in, but the dream comes quickly. Dream sequence. Amara stands in front of the same mirror, only this time her reflection is different. Eyes red, tears streaming down her face. The reflection holds a pen and a folded note. Amara's voice echoes softly in the dream, though she doesn't remember speaking. "Run before he finds you." The reflection's hands shake as she signs the note. A. The mirror's surface ripples like water. Amara's reflection presses her palm against it, whispering something she can't hear. The dream version of herself looks desperate, terrified. Suddenly, a man's shadow flashes behind her reflection. Tall, faceless, reaching out. The glass shatters. Amara wakes up, screaming. Cut to her apartment. Moments later, she's drenched in sweat, her heart pounding so fast she can barely breathe. Her phone lies beside her, showing 3:12 a.m. The scarf covering the mirror has fallen to the floor. The mirror's surface glows faintly under the moonlight, calm, untouched. But Amara can't shake the feeling that someone was looking back. Her hands tremble as she grabs a screwdriver from her drawer. Without thinking, she walks to the mirror and starts loosening the screws that hold it to the wall. Metal squeaks. The sound fills the silence. Finally, the mirror gives way, heavier than she expected. She sets it aside, gasping as dust and plaster crumble to the floor. Behind it, something glints. Her eyes widen. It's a photograph, taped to the wall. She brushes the dust away. A little girl and a woman, her mother, standing in front of a small house made of red clay and wood. But Amara doesn't recognize the place. Or the child, at least. She doesn't think she does. Then, tucked behind the photo, she finds another note. It's old, the paper soft and yellowed. Her fingers shake as she unfolds it. The message is short, written in the same familiar handwriting. You promised not to forget. Her breath catches in her throat. She whispers to herself, forget what? She presses a hand to her temple, her thoughts spinning. Why can't she remember anything from before she turned 10? Why does her own handwriting look like a message from a stranger? She sinks to the floor, clutching both notes in her hands. The room feels colder now. The mirror, leaning against the wall, reflects her. Small, frightened, and lost. As she stares into her reflection, the faintest whisper seems to echo through the room. Low and distant. You promised. Amara's eyes widen. Her lips tremble. She glances around. Nothing but shadows. But she knows what she heard. And for the first time, she begins to wonder if something, or someone, is trying to speak to her from beyond the glass. The city is alive, but Amara feels like she's moving through fog. Her mind won't rest. 2 notes. The photo. The whisper. Each piece feels like a clue in a puzzle she doesn't remember starting. She stares at the photo again. Her mother's face is younger, smiling beside a small girl who looks hauntingly familiar. Dark eyes, same dimple, same tilt of the head. Amara whispers, "That's me." But deep down, something tells her it's not. Cut to later that day. Amara packs a small suitcase. The decision has been made. She hasn't visited her mother in years. Their relationship fell apart slowly. Unspoken words, unanswered calls, growing distance. But now, the past won't stay buried. As the bus drives out of the city, she watches the skyline fade behind her. The road stretches long, lined with trees that grow thicker as the landscape turns rural. The voice in her head won't stop replaying the last note. You promised not to forget. She presses the photo to her chest. Then I'll remember, she whispers. Scene. Amara arrives in Nasuka, her childhood village. The sun hangs low over green hills and narrow dirt roads. Children chase each other near the stream, their laughter echoing like ghosts from another time. Her mother's house looks smaller than she remembers, a faded yellow building with cracked walls and vines curling around the porch. Amara hesitates before knocking. The door opens slowly, and Mama Ngozi, her mother, stands there. Her eyes widen, shocked. "Amara?" she breathes. "Hi, Mama," Amara says softly, forcing a smile. I needed to see you." Her mother steps aside, silent but uneasy. The house smells of palm oil and old memories. Family photos line the wall, but many frames are empty, their glass removed. They sit at the kitchen table, the same place where Amara once learned to braid her hair. Her mother fidgets with her wrapper, avoiding her gaze. Amara pulls out the photo and slides it across the table. "Mama, When was this taken? Her mother's face drains of color. Where did you find that? Behind my mirror, along with 2 notes. One said, "You promised not to forget." Silence falls heavy between them. Finally, her mother says, voice low and trembling, "Some things were buried for your own good." Amara frowns. Buried? Mama, I don't remember anything before I was 10. Why? Her mother's eyes fill with tears. Because remembering broke you once. I couldn't watch it happen again. Amara's voice rises. You're still watching it happen. I don't even know who I am anymore. Her mother flinches at her tone. For a moment, neither speaks. Finally, Amara stands. If you won't tell me, I'll find someone who will. She storms out, tears stinging her eyes. Cut to village outskirts, afternoon light fading. Amara walks down a narrow path until she reaches a small mud house. A familiar face greets her. Mama Ifeoma, the elderly neighbor who used to watch her as a child. The old woman gasps softly, Amara, my child, you've grown so much. Her voice trembles with warmth, but her eyes hold something else. Sadness. Amara forces a smile. Mama Ifeoma, do you remember me when I was small? Of course, the old woman says gently. You and your sister were always together. Always laughing. Amara freezes. My what? Mama Ifeoma tilts her head, confused. Your twin sister, Adaez. You mean you don't remember? The air leaves Amara's lungs. No, I don't. The old woman's face softens. She motions for Amara to sit. You two were inseparable. You even shared the same dreams. You used to play that strange game with mirrors, saying you could send messages to each other through the glass. Amara listens in stunned silence as the pieces start to connect. A game, a mirror, messages. Mama Ifeoma's eyes cloud with sorrow. Then one day, Adizi was gone, just gone. Your mother told everyone it was an accident, but she never spoke of it again. You fell sick afterward. You didn't talk for months. Amara's throat tightens. What kind of accident? Mama Ifeoma shakes her head slowly. Child, I don't know. But I do know your mother stopped letting you near mirrors after that. The words hit Amara like a wave. Suddenly, the mirror in her apartment, the notes, the reflection, all seemed to whisper the same name. Adaize. Evening. Outside Mama Ifeoma's house. The sky glows orange and purple as the sun sinks. Amara stands by the fence, her heart pounding. She feels like the earth beneath her has shifted. A twin sister she can't remember. A game with mirrors. A disappearance buried under silence. She looks down at the photo again. The girl next to her mother. That wasn't her. That was Adaize. Amara whispers her name aloud for the first time in decades. Adaize. The sound feels strange, heavy, but right. Tears fill her eyes. Her voice breaks as she murmurs, Why didn't you tell me, Mama? Why did everyone let me forget? The wind stirs the trees, carrying her words into the distance. In the fading light, Amara feels something deep in her, a mix of grief, guilt, and the faintest flicker of memory. Somewhere in the back of her mind, she hears a faint child's laugh. 2 girls. 1 mirror. A promise. She closes her eyes as a single tear slides down her cheek. For the first time, she feels the truth reaching for her. And she's ready to follow it, no matter what she finds. The moon hangs full and pale over the trees. The air is still. Amara sits outside Mama Ifeoma's house, the photo clutched tightly in her hand. The cricket's song hums faintly in the background, but her mind is loud, too loud. Her heart aches with the new truth. A sister, a missing twin, a forgotten childhood. She can't sleep. The shadows stretch long across the ground as she stares into the small hand mirror she brought from the city. Its silver surface reflects the moonlight softly. Amara whispers, almost to herself, Adaize, are you there? Nothing, only her reflection. trembling slightly with her breath. She shakes her head and sets it down. But as she turns to go inside, she hears it. A faint sound, like someone whispering her name through water. Ama. Ra. She freezes, turns back to the mirror. The surface ripples faintly, like a stone had dropped into still water. Her chest tightens. She steps closer. Who's there? Her reflection flickers. For just an instant, her face changes. The eyes are the same, but softer, sadder. Her reflection tilts its head the opposite way, not mirroring her anymore. Amara gasps. The sound of her name echoes again, clearer this time. You said you'd never forget. Her hands shake. A daisy? She whispers. The reflection blinks, a tear rolling down its cheek. Then the glass cracks. Amara screams and stumbles back. The mirror falls to the ground, shattering into silver shards. Cut to morning. Amara wakes up in her childhood bedroom. Mama Ngozi sits nearby, eyes red from crying. You fainted, her mother says softly. Mama Ifeoma found you outside. Amara's voice is hoarse. Mama, I saw her. I saw Adaeze. Her mother's expression hardens. Stop! You're sick, Amara. You don't know what you're saying. Amara's anger boils up. Then tell me the truth. You've hidden it long enough. What happened to her? Her mother's eyes dart away. She stands, wringing her hands. Some memories are too dangerous. Amara rises to her feet. Dangerous or not, I deserve to know. Mama Ngozi trembles, torn between guilt and fear. Finally, her voice cracks. She drowned. The word hits Amara like ice water. What? Her mother's eyes fill with tears. You were playing near the river. You both had that silly game. The one with the mirrors. You said you could talk through them. That day, you went too far into the water. When the storm came, Adaeze fell in. She sobs softly. You tried to save her. You almost died yourself. Amara's breath comes in short gasps. No, that can't be. I would remember. Her mother nods weakly. You remembered, for a while. But you wouldn't eat, wouldn't speak. You screamed at the mirrors. You said Adaeze was trapped inside them. I had to take them all away. Amara sinks to the floor, trembling. The air feels heavy, pressing down on her chest. She's still there, Mama, she whispers. I saw her. Last night. Her mother shakes her head violently. You didn't? You're sick, Amara. Don't open that door again. Promise me! Amara looks up, her eyes burning with tears and determination. No, Mama. The door's already open. Scene cut. Later that afternoon. Amara walks alone toward the river, the one that took her sister. The path is lined with tall grass and whispering trees. The sound of rushing water grows louder as she approaches. The river looks calm now, but she can almost see two little girls playing in the shallows. One daring, one careful. She remembers flashes, laughter, sunlight on the water, the feeling of her sister's hand slipping away. Her knees weaken. Adaeze, she whispers. A wind stirs the surface of the water. The ripples shimmer like glass. For a split second, she sees her reflection again. Only this time, Adaeze is standing beside her. Amara steps closer. If you're real, show me, the reflection smiles faintly. Then the surface distorts, forming words across the moving water, faint but legible. You left me behind. Amara falls to her knees. No, I tried to save you. The water glows brighter, the reflection darkening into a shadowy outline of a girl. Same face, same eyes. Adaeze. Her voice echoes through the trees. Then save me now. The current surges suddenly, splashing against the riverbank. The air turns cold. Amara stumbles back, clutching the broken hand mirror she brought. Tell me how, she cries. But the reflection only whispers, find the mirror we made. Then the water stills, and the image fades. Scene, back at the house, night. Amara bursts through the door, soaked and trembling. Her mother looks up in shock. "Where were you?" Amara ignores her, running to the old storeroom. She begins tearing through boxes, pulling out old toys, books, and broken picture frames. Finally, at the bottom of a dusty crate, she finds it. A mirror shaped like a heart, decorated with beads and shells. Childish. Handmade. She lifts it, wiping away the dust. Her own reflection stares back at her. But behind her, just for an instant, stands another girl, Adaize. Amara's eyes fill with tears. "I'm coming for you," she whispers. Fade out, as thunder rumbles again in the distance. The camera lingers on Amara's reflection. Her reflection's lips move first. "Hurry!" And then the glass ripples once more. White ceiling, soft light, the rhythmic sound of a heart monitor. Amara blinks slowly, her vision hazy. Her body feels heavy, her mind distant, like she's surfacing from a dream she doesn't want to remember. Beside her, a familiar voice whispers, "You scared me." Amara. It's Kioma, her best friend, eyes puffy, exhaustion etched on her face. Amara tries to speak, but her throat burns. "Kioma, what happened?" Kioma squeezes her hand gently. "They found you in that old house, the one near the river. You were unconscious. You kept mumbling something about a girl in the mirror." Amara's eyes widen, tears stinging instantly. "It wasn't just a dream. Adaize is real. I saw her. She spoke to me." Kioma frowns softly. "Adaize? Your sister?" Amara nods. "Yes, my twin. I killed her." Kioma blinks in shock. "What?" Amara's voice cracks. "When we were children, we fought over the mirror we made. I pushed her. She fell. There was glass everywhere, blood. And then darkness." She presses a trembling hand over her mouth. "I buried it all inside. I thought it was gone. But she never left." Kioma sits silently, her eyes glistening. For once, she doesn't try to make a joke or lighten the mood. She just listens. After a long silence, she whispers, "You didn't mean to hurt her." "You were a child, Amara." Amara shakes her head violently. "That doesn't matter. I forgot her. I moved on. And now she's trapped. Because of me." Kioma places a hand on her shoulder. "Then maybe it's time to stop running. You need to face it. All of it. Not through mirrors. Through your mother." Amara looks at her, hesitating. "You think she'll even look at me after this?" Kioma smiles faintly. "She's your mother. She already forgave you. She's just been waiting for you to forgive yourself." Amara closes her eyes, the words cutting deep. She nods slowly. "Then I'll go back. One last time." Scene. Later that day. Exterior. Ngozi's house. The sky is heavy with clouds. Amara stands at the doorway, the broken hand mirror wrapped in cloth. Her hands shake as she knocks. Her mother opens the door, eyes wide. "Amara, my child." Amara's voice trembles. "We need to talk." They sit inside, the air between them thick with years of silence. A single oil lamp flickers between them, casting long shadows on the wall. Amara sets the cloth bundle on the table and slowly unwraps it. The mirror's cracked face reflects the flickering light. Her mother gasps, tears welling up instantly. "You found it!" Amara nods, eyes glistening. "I saw her, Mama. Adaize. She's still trapped, waiting for peace." Mama Ngozi presses a hand to her chest, her lips trembling. "I thought I destroyed it. I wanted to, but I couldn't. It was the only thing I had left of both of you." Her voice breaks as she continues, "You don't know what it was like. Watching you lose your mind after she died. You blamed yourself for weeks. You screamed her name in your sleep. You wouldn't eat, you wouldn't speak. I begged the elders to help, but they said, it was better you forget." She covers her face, sobbing. "I burned her clothes, buried her toys. I tried to bury your pain, too. Amara's own tears fall freely now. You should have told me. I couldn't, her mother whispers. You were fragile. The truth nearly killed you once. I thought hiding it would save you. Amara takes her mother's hands in hers. It didn't save me, Mama. It only buried me deeper. They sit in silence, two women, bound by grief and guilt, staring into the same broken glass. Finally, Amara says softly, "It's time to end it, for both of us." Her mother looks up, eyes red but resolute. Then we do it together. Scene, dusk, back at the old house. The air is cold. The house creaks as if remembering. Amara and her mother walk in together, carrying candles, the mirror between them. The walls are stained with age, the scent of dust and rain filling the air. Amara sets the mirror on the floor where her childhood room used to be. The candles flicker as if the air itself is holding its breath. Mama Ngozi whispers a prayer under her breath, tears glistening. Adaeze, my child. We are here. Forgive us. Amara kneels beside her, her voice trembling. We never meant to hurt you. Please, let us set you free. The mirror flickers faintly, like something stirring beneath the surface. A reflection appears. Two little girls standing hand in hand. Then one turns, smiling faintly. Dees. The glass ripples gently, the light softening. Amara's tears fall onto the surface. I'm sorry, she whispers. The reflection of Adaze mouths the words, come back tomorrow. The candlelight wavers. Then, stillness. Amara and her mother exchange a look, both terrified and relieved. Mama Ngozi's voice is barely audible. Tomorrow, the farewell. Amara nods, her eyes shining with both pain and hope. Tomorrow, we let her rest. The old house sits silent in the fog, its walls cracked and damp with time. Birds circle overhead, their cries faint and distant. Amara and her mother walk up the dirt path, each carrying a small candle and a bowl of palm oil. Neither speaks. Words feel too heavy for what they're about to do. Amara's heartbeat echoes in her ears. Every step closer feels like walking into memory itself. Inside the old house, the same room from Amara's childhood. Dust drifts in the sunlight like ghosts. The cracked mirror rests against the wall where it always hung. Its surface dull, cold, and lifeless now. Amara kneels in front of it. Her mother sets the candles in a circle and lights them, whispering an old Igbo prayer under her breath. May the souls of the lost find peace. May the living release what binds them. The flames flicker, casting their reflections across the mirror's shattered face. Amara looks down at the shard she found before, the piece she's carried since the hospital. It catches the light like a teardrop. She places it gently before the mirror. Her voice trembles. Adisi. It's time. You've waited long enough. The air grows colder. A faint breeze ripples through the room, though the windows are shut. The candles waver, their flames bending toward the mirror as if drawn to something unseen. Her mother begins humming a low, sorrowful tune, one Amara faintly remembers from her childhood, a lullaby. The melody fills the silence, soft and haunting. Then, the mirror glows faintly. Amara lifts her eyes. The reflection shifts. And for the first time, Adaeze appears clearly. She's a young girl, her eyes gentle and full of light. She wears the same white dress from Amara's dreams. Amara gasps softly, tears already falling. Adaeze. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Adaeze shakes her head slowly. She lifts her small hand, pressing it against the glass. The reflection writes across the fogged surface, the words forming one by one. I forgive you. Amara breaks down completely, sobbing. reaching out though she knows she can't touch her. Her mother kneels beside her, crying too, whispering Adaize's name. For a moment, the air feels warmer, almost glowing. The scent of palm oil and candle wax fills the room. Addie smiles faintly. Then, the mirror begins to crack. Soft at first, then spreading in delicate lines, like veins of light. Amara watches, heart pounding, afraid and relieved all at once. The glass splinters but doesn't shatter, until Adaize lifts her hand, once more and presses gently against it. A sound, like wind and thunder, fills the room. The mirror explodes into dust, not sharp shards, but shimmering particles that scatter into the air, fading like starlight. Amara gasps, shielding her eyes. When she looks up, the room is still again. The candles burn steady. The air is warm. The mirror is gone. Her mother whispers shakily, "She's free." Amara nods through her tears. So are we. They sit there for a long moment, mother and daughter, surrounded by candlelight and the faint echo of a lullaby. A ray of sunlight breaks through the cracked roof, falling gently on Amara's face. She closes her eyes, breathing deeply, for the first time, without fear. Then she reaches for her mother's hand. Let's go home. Cut to outside the house. They step into the morning light. The mist has lifted. Birds sing. The world feels different, lighter somehow. Amara turns back one last time. Where the house once felt haunted, now it feels quiet, peaceful. She smiles faintly, whispering, "Rest well, Adaize." Her mother wipes a tear from her cheek, nodding silently. Together, they walk away, their candles still burning, even in the wind. The camera pans across a small art studio filled with color and light. Children sit at tables, painting, laughing, and chatting. Brushes swish over paper. Smudges of red, blue, and yellow fill the air with warmth. At the center of the room stands Amara, calm, smiling, radiant in a way she hasn't been for years. She wears a light linen dress, her hair tied back loosely, paint stains on her hands. The sign outside the door reads, "Art of Healing, Free Therapy for Children." Amara walks from child to child, encouraging, guiding, laughing gently. Every time she sees one of them smile after a sad start, her eyes soften. This is her redemption, her purpose. Cut to her small office in the corner of the studio. On her desk sits a small glass jar, and inside it, a single shard of the broken mirror. It glints softly in the sunlight. Amara picks it up carefully. The edges smooth now, harmless. She turns it over in her hand and smiles faintly. "You're still with me, Adaize," she whispers, "but now only in peace." The shard catches the light, sending a tiny beam across the room, landing on a new painting hanging behind her desk. Two young girls, twins, stand hand in hand before a mirror. One inside the glass, one outside, both smiling at each other. The reflection is whole again. Amara steps closer, tracing the image with her fingers. Her eyes glisten, but this time with joy instead of sorrow. Scene. Afternoon, as the children leave. Kioma enters, holding 2 cups of zobo. "You've been busy, Teacher Amara," she teases, smiling wide. Amara laughs softly, taking a cup. "They keep me grounded. I think they heal me more than I heal them." Kioma grins, looking around at the colorful walls. "You've come a long way, you know. The woman I met months ago couldn't even look in a mirror." Amara's expression softens. "That's because I was afraid of what I'd see. But now, I see everything. The pain, the loss, and the love that survived it." They clink their cups together gently, the sound echoing like a promise. Scene. Closing montage. Amara cleans the studio as the sun begins to set. Warm golden light spills through the windows. She pauses, glancing once more at the jar on her desk. The tiny shard reflects the light, scattering it across the walls. Soft music rises. She smiles, whispers quietly to herself, "We're whole again." The camera lingers on her face. Peaceful, strong, healed, then pans to the painting. The two sisters smiling through the mirror. The sunlight glows brighter, catching the shard one last time. A gentle flare fills the screen, like a final blessing.